And here is Joni Ernst of Iowa. I don't know if she's up for re-election or not. She's close, but here this asshole gets together with Ivanka Trump, of all people. Yeah, that fighter for the working people, if she ever was one. And so the plan is for parental leave when you've had a kid. And so rather than just do it like any other fucking country out there in the entire world, that isn't a third world country, just do it, because that's what they all do. I mean, however much you want to give, what time period you want to give, that's up for debate. Whether it should be done just on its face isn't debatable. But here they are going, no, here's our half-assed version of that plan. Let's have you dip into your own retirement. What the fuck? What? Jesus Christ. Yeah. I mean, if you ever wondered if they gave a shit about you, I mean, look, it's going to become painfully obvious if you keep watching my channel, let alone numerous other ones on YouTube and the internet, that they don't. It's obvious. But I mean, come on, if you ever needed to know, this smacks you right in the face. That they're like, no. Instead of you actually just getting something that every other country gives their citizenry because they give a shit about them, starting families and not always being under the gun and super stressed out about it. No, they don't give a shit. They'd rather you get into your retirement. They go, oh yeah, and nobody's really retiring at 65 anyway, just because no one gets paid shit, and to live on what we get paid is minuscule. So no one really retires at 65 anyway. So there's that. But in addition to that, they're like, yeah, well, because you took that time off for children to start a family, however many years ago. Yeah, no, fuck that. You're going to work till you're 70 now.
On Capitol Hill, you met with Ivanka Trump this past week about paid parental leave, and your bill that you're working on would give parents paid leave to be with their child in exchange for delaying retirement up to 6 months. So my question is, if paid leave is so important, why would it require somebody to give up or to lengthen their time working, to give up 6 months of retirement in order to have a child and work?
Well, this is a discussion draft, and the plan that I have put forward, it's also co-sponsored by Senator Mike Lee of Utah. And what it is a voluntary program. It is not a mandatory program. And that way a parent can decide what is right for them. They can tailor the need and make sure that they are asking for the appropriate amount of time off to spend with their child. But what we don't want to do is impose an additional tax. And I've heard from small business owners all across Iowa that say, if there was an additional tax, I wouldn't be able to have as many workers or so forth. But we do find that many moms and dads, they would take that time off. They have said simply delaying a couple of months at the tail end of retirement.
Wow. Jesus. And then, so we already knew Ivanka Trump is so full of shit. And I'm glad they've dropped this bullshit nonsense about her, being a positive influence on her father, and that, that's going to eventually get better things for women, or, whatever shit they were saying before. I was like, yeah, no. She's full of shit. And more importantly, she's an elitist. She don't give a fuck about you. She's definitely, if you ever thought Joni Ernst did, well, again, you've got your head up your ass. But someone like Ivanka Trump's like, oh, let those heathens dip into their retirement. Oh, we can't possibly have rich people being taxed in order so that other heathen peasants should have children. Ugh, rugrats that they are. Yes. So this, of course, this Joni Ernst douchebag fucking aligns with Ivanka Trump on an issue where you're like, why are we gonna dip into our retirement to start a family? That's just so outrageous. It's amazing. So, I mean, please. I don't want to hear some. And then they put her in leadership, too. Like the Senate on the Republican side, they're like, oh, well, we need a woman. Of course, that's the way they always say. They think of, I mean, yeah, Democrats are along that same line. They do the same kind of thing, too, obviously. But the Republicans do it in such a cynical way. They don't care. It's all optical bullshit. And so they put this idiot in leadership. They go, oh, come up with some ideas, Joni. Yeah. She comes up with this. So stop electing these people. They don't give a fuck about you. I don't know how many times I got to say it. But here we are with this half-ass bullshit plan for people to start families. So, all right. Let's hope that someone in Iowa, I mean, because, Iowa's not exactly a full-blown progressive state, but there are people there that understand this helps regular working class people. Totally. 110%. So maybe they'll get the impression the next time around when either Grassley or Ernst come up for a re-election that you're like, dude, just first of all, find someone who's not going to screw over people first. That's the first thing you got to find. Who's not a shill on the Democratic side for corporations. Who's going to come up with an equally half-assed measure, something along these lines. But, find somebody who's actually going to fight for you. Hopefully, people like Joni Ernst go bye-bye and never come back again.